everyone, welcome back to Teague's YouTube channel. It is time for another hang time and we are outside again because I love being outside, especially on a sunny day like today. And I've been looking forward to filming this video for a while because I've really wanted to check in with everybody again. Our check-ins and our journals are kind of for your own thoughts. You definitely don't need to share them at all, but I wanted to give you an opportunity through this video to check in with yourself. So today I'm going to combine our check-in questions with our journal questions. So we're kind of just going to have a little mashup of questions. So I'm going to do that first because I'm really wondering, how are you? I think we're really quick to be like, oh, I'm good. How are you? I'm fine. But I really want you to think about how you're honestly doing. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, and so I really want you to check in with yourself and really be honest with yourself about how things are going for you. With that in mind, let's think a little bit deeper. What's one thing that's going really well? Is there something that's making you really happy right now, that you're really enjoying? Something that you found to do that's bringing you fun and happiness? Think about that. And then on the other side, is there something that you're struggling with right now? For example, a lot of you, myself included, are doing online school right now. Are you struggling with that? Are you scared of things that you're hearing in the news right now? What's something that you could use some help with right now? And my last question, I promise this is the last one, who is someone that you could ask for help with that thing that you're struggling with? So I will share mine. Overall, I'm doing okay. I've felt a little bit lonely last week, so that's one thing. I just jumped ahead, but that's one thing that I've kind of been struggling with. I miss seeing my friends all the time and my friends at work, so that's something that I've been having a little bit of a hard time with. And so someone that I can ask for help with for that is my friends. We can plan times to talk together on FaceTime or something like that online. So I think that's what I'm gonna do this week to help me not feel as lonely this week. But one thing that's going really well for me is with my schoolwork. I had a really productive week last week. And so even though there's been a lot of changes and I'm not used to doing my schoolwork all online, that felt really good for me to have a really productive week. So I know I answered those all sorts of out of order, but please think about those 4 questions and you can write them in a journal. You can just think about them however you feel most comfortable. But that is today's check-in and journal. So think about those questions and then we will get to our next activity. So last time we baked banana bread, and today we're going to do a little bit of a science experiment. So let me grab my supplies and then we'll get started. All right, so we are going to spice things up today and do a science experiment. We're going to be making an Apple Volcano. I know, when I first heard of it, I was like, what is that? And I'm still not totally sure. So this was actually a recommendation from our good friend from the youth services at Teague, Brianna. Some of you know Brianna if you've been a regular at Hang Time. So this is an experiment that Brianna found for us to do. So I'm super excited to try it, and I didn't even look it up to see any examples of it on the internet because I want to be just as excited as you are. So let me share with you our ingredients that we need for this experiment. I'm going to move the camera down so you can see my workspace. We've got 1 apple, and I removed the core, so that's an important first step, but we'll get to that in a minute. I have some regular white vinegar. I have some baking soda. I have some food coloring, which is optional. You don't necessarily need that. And then I also just have some pieces like this pie plate that I'm going to use to put it inside, some spoons, and a measuring cup. So we'll start with the apple. So I did remove the core, but I didn't remove it all the way through. So you want to keep that bottom piece. So basically I used a knife and then I scooped it out with a spoon. So that's an important step, but be really careful when you do that. So the first thing that we'll do is we'll set the apple inside this pan, and this is to collect all of our lava, if you will. So I don't know, maybe I needed a bigger pan. We'll have to see what happens. But so what we're gonna do first is scoop out some baking soda. So the recipe that I have, and I found other ones online, none of them say exactly how much you need. So I guess it's not a measuring situation. But one of them did suggest to fill about halfway up the apple with baking soda. So I'm going to take my spoon and got a big scoop and dump it right into my apple. I didn't let the spoon touch the apple though, in case I need to go back in for a little bit more, which I think I do. All right. I like things that you can measure, so I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable with this because I don't know just how much I'll need. We'll say that is enough. So we'll put the baking soda off to the side. And next we need our vinegar. So again, it did not tell me how much vinegar we need. So the hole in here isn't that big, so I don't think we need that much vinegar. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit in there. And then for the food coloring, that's a suggestion, I think, if you want your lava to be a different color. So I had some food coloring on hand, so I'm gonna put a little bit of blue dye into my vinegar to make a little bit of blue lava. So just a couple drops, 2 drops in there. And then let's add a green drop too, just for fun. All right. I always love, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but I love how cool food coloring looks right when you add it into something. So we're gonna stir that up. I made this really nice teal color, so we're gonna have some cool looking lava. So that's all mixed. Let's see, I don't want you to miss this, so I'm gonna move the camera forward a little bit so you can see what's going on. So we have our apple with our baking soda, we have our teal colored vinegar, and now we're gonna pour it in and see what happens. Whoa! Okay, that's pretty cool. Can you hear it sizzling? Let's try to add a little bit more vinegar. We've got a little left. Let's see what happens. That's pretty cool. I definitely needed this size pie plate, so I'm glad I made that decision. All right, so that was pretty cool. I've never done anything like that before. It is still sizzling, but that was pretty awesome. So thank you, Brianna, for that recommendation. I would love for you guys to try this at home. If you have an apple, baking soda, and vinegar, then you could make this. And you could add any colors to your vinegar to make the lava different colors, but I would love for you to try this. If you do try it, definitely take pictures or tell us about it. You can shoot me an email and let us know how it went. Thanks so much for joining. See you next time.